Radhe Nitai Gauranga Bhagwan Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirai Nashta Praishu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naisthiki. Studying Sri Shastakam, Caitanya Mahaprabhu's the prayers, which is basically the conclusion or the essence of all the Vedas. And so as we began this study of Shastakam from today we will highlight in detail as much as possible the 7 aspects of the Sankirtan, because in the first sloka, the glories of Sankirtanam, Param Vijayati Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, how this glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna Sankirtanam, which is the Yuga Dharma, to cause the perfection of our human potential, which is the only means, basically, not only it's a secret actually, it's an open secret to provide, to cause the perfection of our sadhana. Our endeavor can attain perfection. It can reach the end result. It can attaining the supreme in the ultimate sense. So that's why we discussed that Sankirtan means complete kirtan. So we should be able to perform Sankirtan in its ultimate sense. And that's why if Sankirtan is the means and also the end actually. But in order to attain the end, we have to perform Sankirtan in a complete fashion. We described it not only quantitatively, when all the people get together and with all the instruments play, is a huge quantity, but quality-wise, that it causes our absorption. Without absorption of the mind, and what will cause the absorption of the mind? Only if there is an attachment or loving attachment. So Krishna should be praised not only apparently like in big quantity, but also with a feeling of the heart. Krishna should be praised in that way. His glory should be chanted, for he is everything, correct? If Krishna is everything, now if we want to devote ourselves or offer something to Krishna, it should not be like conditional. It should be unconditional. It should be fully. Our surrender to Krishna should cause our complete consumption. At least that much. That's our capacity. So as much is our capacity, we should use our full capacity to glorify Krishna exclusively and with a loving sentiment. Because our fulfillment of life is reached only in him alone. An example is given, just a horse. Horse is running, but somebody is controlling through the reins, correct? Reins can check his movement. But suppose if he's let loose without any control over him, he will run very freely. In the same way, our praising or our glorification of Krishna should be unchecked by anything, any external or internal factor, any mundane purpose. So what checks our, what blocks our total glorification of Krishna? Our ulterior motives, our mundane conditioning. Purpose is that we perform Sankirtan, then we want to get something else fulfilled, except the joy and the pleasure of Krishna. So other things, other purposes, then they will block. It will block. It will not cause complete Sankirtanam of Krishna. And that's why complete Sankirtanam, Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Sri stands for Srimati Radharani. So Krishna should be glorified along with Srimati Radharani. And the Mahamantra includes Radharani's. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Sri Krishna Sankirtan should thrive throughout the world. Param Vijayate. It should rule the whole world. It should be victorious without any hindrance. Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. It should be spontaneous practice, unchecked, a natural flow. It should be exclusive, independent, without reservation. And this kind of praise is causing our becoming fully consumed in the glorification of Krishna with no other ulterior motive. And such glorification should be done congregationally, not its benefit remains limited to one person or one community or one group. No, it should be congregationally chanted, and that vibration is beneficial for the whole world. So how to involve the whole world? If we want the Sankirtan, Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, Param Vijayate, to become victorious all over the world, then people all over the world have to be involved. Then the process, only by surrender and pure devotion can we take to this complete glorification of Krishna, devotion and surrender to Krishna. So what happens if one participates in Sankirtan just for the sake of chanting, correct? Then Keval chanting, it is called taking the holy name of the Lord, because it's Yug Dharma and all this. If he just focuses that if I take to this chanting of the holy name, then of course without offenses, then he attains the supreme abode of the Lord. You know, that is the potency. That is the, so one is delivered from the clutches, from the entanglement of this material nature. But if one chants with loving sentiments, loving with a feeling, with a heart involved, then what happens? Of course, in both cases, the end result is absolute. But one who glorifies, who takes the holy name with loving sentiment, priti, with love, then he attains the personal association of the Lord. Not only attains the personal association of the Lord, but also he attains the personal service of the Lord. So in quality, we must focus how we can be able to take this Sankirtan or this chanting of the holy name to the effect that it attracts Krishna's special mercy. Because Krishna says, love alone attracts me towards the devotees. No? Mai bhaktirhi, Krishna says to the gopis, who came in Kurukshetra. So he was addressing Mai bhaktirhi bhutanam amritatvaya kalpate. Dishtya yadasin matsneho bhavati nam padarpanam. Very powerful statement. Krishna is revealing his Krishna being drawn towards the gopis because of what? Krishna said that my bhaktiri bhutanam. Of course, the devotion to me, rendering devotional service to me, qualifies anyone, any living entity for eternal life. Eternal life means attaining the abode of the Lord. But just merely eternal life, any kind of eternal life, or it should be something very specific where Krishna wants to become involved with us. Mai bhaktirihi bhutanam amritatvaya kalpate. But Krishna tells gopis something special. He says, Dishtya yadasit mat sneho. But by great fortune, you have developed special love for me. And that has pulled me towards you. Dishtya yadasin mat sneho bhavati nam madhapanah. For you, it has been, you just got me. Not merely that if you chant the holy name of Krishna and you will become free from this material entanglement, attain the word of the Lord. You will get eternal life. But mere eternal life, that is the effect of the schedule chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, of course without offenses, but if one is able to chant with loving sentiments, the effect is something much, much greater. So by your great fortune, you have developed a special loving attitude towards me, by which you have got me, you have attained me. Rather, Krishna wants to say that I have been drawn to you. Unless Krishna becomes inclined to come to a devotee, one will not get Krishna. One can get the abode of Krishna, and occasionally he can have darshan of Krishna. He can, but to make Krishna inclined towards you, that's a very special thing. So Krishna is acknowledging Gopi's fortune. You have developed such a special loving attitude towards me, and as I have been drawn to you. Means as much as you are interested in me, I have become interested in you. So only by purest loving sentiment, only in which one thinks of increasing the joy of Krishna, Krishna becomes inclined. It induces Krishna to become subjugated by the devotees. So that is the ultimate effect of Sankirtan, complete Sankirtan. So today we will discuss in the first sloka is so huge and so much inspiration. This first sloka has provided, given, and it covers basically all the stages of pure devotional service, starting from the like 9 stages: Adav Shraddha, Tatha Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, and all this is Nishtharuchi, etc. And so basically, the different stages through which we will pass while chanting the holy name. So it very practically trying to help us that at whatever stage we are at the present time, we have to stay progressive, because as our chanting improves, as our appreciation and appraisal of this Sankirtan process increases, our absorption and our desire or the greed to take full advantage. We don't settle for anything less than the full advantage. That Sankirtan, through Sankirtan, we can impress Krishna to such an extent that Krishna wants to have our company. Everybody loves Krishna. Krishna is all attractive. What a big deal. But if Krishna becomes attracted to someone, that makes him special. So the Sankirtan has that potency. And Krishna says that, yes, because of your pure love, because of pure chanting, you know how lovingly gopis chant? Think in the Gopi Gita and also in many wonderful prayers. Their mind is so absorbed while performing all the duties of household affairs. They are constantly remembering Krishna, just waiting when he will call, when Krishna will become available, when Krishna will call us, So that is the condition. But at our stage, we can benefit ourselves at whatever stage we are. So first stage is that it cleanses the mirror of the heart. Cheto darpana marjanam. So because a lot of dirt is gathered on our chitta, on our subconscious mind. So the consciousness is covered. Consciousness itself is non-matter. Because consciousness is the property of the soul, which is non-matter. So if something is non-matter, its property also has to be non-matter, non-material. But still, that's why this chitta or the subconscious mind comes in the picture. Antakaran, the mind, intelligence, ego, and chitta. So chitta is sometimes described as a polluted mind, subconscious mind. Concept is which causes our absorption. That's the point. We can have some attraction or initial attraction, mind deep, and further intelligence is involved, and further our liking, and the ego is involved that I like it, person. But our absorption in something will be caused at chitta level, at chitta deep. That's why it's a subconscious. Consciously, when we try to understand something, remember something, or do something, there's a lot of effort. Anything which we try to do consciously, the possibility is that we may forget it, we may uh, leave it. But when subconsciously, if we are involved into something, then all the times, effortlessly, we are able to remember. So that's why our participation of the Sankirtan should reach the subconscious or chitta level, chitta deep. So if the mirror of the mental system is covered with dust, we cannot see things clearly. What does it mean? When the mirror is clean, then the things which are closest to the mirror, they will be reflected. So we discussed last time that what is the closest thing to our chitta or consciousness? If consciousness is compared to a mirror, and if the mirror is covered with the dust, so when the dust is removed, the closest thing to the mirror is what? The thing which is all pervading would be the nearest to anything. So Vibhu Tattva, all pervading Vibhu. So who is Vibhu? Paramatma is Vibhu, correct? So when the mirror of the heart is cleansed through the Sankirtan process, participation of Sankirtan, then the thing which is nearest to the mirror-like consciousness, so one is able to perceive Paramatma or Krishna, because he is the closest to the mirror. And in the light of Paramatma, one is able to also see oneself. See oneself means one will be able to see oneself in relation to Krishna and not independent of. It is the self-purification is through this finding our fascination for Krishna. So as we chant the Mahamantra or take shelter of this chanting, then we perceive the most fascinating, most attractive, the loving form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, or the divine couple. Just as the Prabhupada says that the self-realization follows God realization. Just as when it dawns in the morning, first we see the sun, and in sunlight we see ourselves, but without the sun one cannot see even oneself in the darkness. Similarly, one perceives, one is able to see that yes, Krishna is closest to me. Krishna is the most dear one and the near one, dearest and the nearest. And that gives, and we belong to him. So what is that? What are the different kinds of dust covering the mirror of the mind is collected? What is it? Our infinite, innumerable, since time immemorial, since eternity, we can say, our desires, no? Fleeting desires, organized desires. No? In the name of dharma, we have created so many expectations which keep us bound to this material realm only. Little progressiveness, from the mode of ignorance to mode of passion and even to the mode of goodness. That's the limit, because in the name of progressiveness, we cannot fathom of any progress beyond the mode of goodness. But Sankirtan has a potency to take us beyond this. And how to cause this transcending the three modes, that secret of success and the perfection of attaining the perfection of our human potential. So when we bring the point of human potential, we must at least understand very, very quickly that we have been given this human form of life innumerable times, and somehow or other we could not, in the name of even progressiveness, which is the very symptom of a human being, rajo vaikalpikam chayat, in spite of remaining progressive in every human existence of ours in the past, we could not transcend the three modes, the arena or the boundary of three modes. And somehow we settle comparatively. Oh, I am better off than others. I am more advanced. I have more money. I have more knowledge and all these things. But this is all within the mundane realm. Now, through this Sankirtan, we must find this most fascinating. This should be our tempting point. Yes, I have blown innumerable opportunities, could not make real progress, which is to transcend this realm of three modes of material nature. We could not be blessed as yet to see the transcendence, to have the vision of transcendence. And so that potential of chanting could not be realized, full potential. We cannot see things properly. They cannot properly reflect in our mind because it is covered with the infinite ordinary desires of this mundane world. Bhukti, mukti, siddhi, kami, sakali, ashant. Krishna bhakta nishkam ataiva shant. So this has been our conditioning throughout our existence in this material world. Even as a human being, we have remained pretty ordinary because we have not been exposed to our real Swarupa, our real identity. So through the Sankirtan, when our heart becomes sufficiently cleansed, then when we realize Samantha Tattva Krishna, Krishna is the most beautiful. And, in the presence of Krishna or in relation to Krishna, one also perceives one's own divine nature. Once that one's own divine nature is perceived, one will not allow oneself to remain trapped within the three modes of material nature. However conditioned we are, however familiarity, how much familiarity we have developed with this material world. So that's why we seek as a human being, when our spiritual discretion, viveka, is ignited, then we crave to find association and the inspiration of such people with whom, under whose direction we can target transcendence, we can target meeting with the divine couple. We want to activate or utilize our faculty of expression through mind, through words and actions in such a way that Krishna becomes impressed. And rather than we wishfully thinking that we want Krishna, we want to see Krishna, we want to be with Krishna, Krishna or the divine couple want us in their association, So that is the potential of the Sankirtana. Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami. Our only goal remains, only aspiration, only vigor to attain the Supreme, to realize our eternal bond, and that should cause our eternal association with the divine couple in their loving service. So Sri Krishna Sankirtan means, Sri means Srimati Radharani. So along with Radharani, Krishna is glorified. That's the full, complete purification, complete glorification also. So cleansing the mind, the Sankirtan, even in its initial effect, like cleansing the mind, my mind has been blocked by so much dirt. It cannot function. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has inaugurated this Sankirtan movement, which directly targets transcending this material realm. Of course, the whole Vedic culture, Vedic system, the Varnashram social system, Vedic social system called Varnashram Dharma, has been formed for this purpose, cleansing the mind, causing a lot of purification. As a human being also, we are trapped by animalistic propensities. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Loke Vyavaya Misha Madhya Sevam. So these animalistic propensities, we are so trapped, so immediately it's not possible to get rid of all of them. So, but so the Vedas within the Varnashram Dharma gives there some kind of arrangement. Vyavastha means some regulations, so that even while participating into animalistic propensities fulfillment, we can still ultimately, gradually, when we see that through satsang, we can find why restrictions put on these activities. Restriction, vyavaya, restriction, or anywhere where the system or arrangement is there, some regulations are there, correct? If things don't become unruly, there wouldn't be any need of creating, all these arrangements. And so, in order to benefit in a slow process, gradual process, by participating in varnashram dharma. So what is the main purpose of, or the primary, or the initial purpose of varnashram is to cause the purification, to raise us out of the remaining engrossed in animalistic propensities, but to think something of the higher self, identifying only with this gross material body, that is animalistic propensity. Unless one is restricted in those animalistic propensities, one is not able to think that there is a higher self or the inner self, the soul, and soul has a special requirement. Soul is in search of purest love of Krishna. So this Sankirtan, in the very first, in the first dose itself, in the first effect of Sri Krishna Sankirtan is the cleansing of the mind, which is the end result of Varnashram Dharma. If we discharge our social duties perfectly without any attraction for consequences, correct? So generally, karma kiye ja, phal ki ichha mat kare, insan, you just follow your religious duties as provided through parampara, in the Vedic tradition, and don't worry about the fruit or anything. Just to follow the directions, and it will cause a purification of the heart and mind. So the end result of Varnashram Dharma, what is that? Purification of the heart and mind. And that is the first effect of Sankirtan movement. Now the next effect of chanting the holy name is it extinguishes the fire of material existence, correct? It removes the fire of material existence. This, the way we are trapped in this material desires and vasana for sensual pleasures. So it's a big trap. It said that it extinguishes the fire of material existence. What is the nature of Bhav Mahadavagni? It is compared to the great forest fire. In great forest fire, yeah, nobody outsider puts a fire. The trees, and with the help of the wind, they just get this rubbing each other, one another, and the fire is ignited. And so in the same way, this material existence, or the fire of material existence, which we are subjected to by our own karma since time immemorial, and on our own effort, just like if the forest fire is ignited, no agent can remove it. It just burns everything. Even if one wants to run, like the trees and all these things, they cannot run, take shelter anywhere. Only if the great rain, from the sky falls, and then alone it can be extinguished. In the same way, Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapana means removing our incessant entanglement and deep-rooted conditioning in sansara. Sansara vishadala divanishi hiyajvale. So this our entrapped by material desires for sense gratification, it is compared to sansara vishanala. Visha means poison, and anala means fire. So if in such a combination, can you imagine the kind of pain, or if a snake bites or some poison is administered, how much painful it becomes. Visha. And then what happens? After some time, feeling the pain, the person dies, body dies. Another Another means the fire. So if somebody is burned by the fire, then also the body is vanished, then the pain is over. But this our being trapped in material existence with all these desires of this identifying this gross body, which completely puts us in oblivion about the real need of our real self, the soul. And soul and its ultimate achievement, its ultimate potential as a human being, it completely blocks our seeing that progressiveness, that what we are capable as a human being, you know. And, so this our entanglement in this material world, sansara vishanala, is like that we are feeling the pain of being poisoned and also the pain of being burned in fire without dying. You know, it continues. Our existence in the material world is such a precarious situation, and if we cannot make or find a way out of this in the human life, and especially in the present opportunity given to us, you know, then we cannot call ourselves intelligent. What is the symptom? How we qualify to be called intelligent? If we can make the best use of the circumstances given to us, and especially through the Sankirtan movement and through the association of advanced devotees, we can utilize our intelligence and utilize our discretion to really cause the maximum benefit to our soul, to attain to attain the perfection of its potential. So we can see that with the first effect of this chanting, which is Cheto Darpanam Arjanam, the intelligence is purified. With the second stride or second effect, the holy name effects liberation. Bhav Maha Davagni Nirvapanam. Nirvapanam matlab, it causes the liberation from this material entanglement. So, but what will really cause this is this information that Sankirtan participation, our participation in Sankirtan will cause our liberation from this material bondage. But when that will take place, that remains a critical. If you don't, if you are not able to understand and appreciate what way it will cause in our personal self, that liberation from material bondage, because material bondage, however painful or whatever, uh, it still gives us a lot of hope to be happy in this world, correct? Because we are conditioned by it. Now to become liberated from this arrangement facility, and we have experienced, even with mixed results, with the struggle and pain, we have experienced a lot of joy. And because we have not been exposed to the higher joy or the joy of the eternal nature, akhanda, eternal peacefulness. We somehow or other, we remain settled here. We said we still, the higher realm or the spiritual realm is it has not entered our experience. And that's why just merely thinking, merely saying that, oh, participation in Sankirtan, it will cause our liberation from the material bondage. It is not that simple. It requires a bond to someone who is situated on that divine platform, you know, because we all need an ideal in front of us. Only if we can connect to the ideal person who has been benefited to that effect, to that absolute effect, we will struggle on our own. It is not the Sankirtan is not a process which will put us in isolation, that on our own we can get everything now. We will require lot of pushing and pulling, because without experiencing, until we experience the transcendental, mere information of transcendence will not suffice, you know, because, and that's why on this path, Sankirtan, we need help, we need connection, we need inspiration, and without that, on our own, we will be left all alone, and we will not go very far. And that's why this Sankirtan process or movement requires from all of us that we take shelter of such a person who is perceived as one who has attained the perfection of his human potential through the Sankirtan. Sankirtan is the means for everybody, but one who has elevated one's consciousness out of the trap of the three modes of material nature. Our consciousness trapped within the three modes of material nature since eternity, until one becomes connected to the person who is freed or liberated from the influence of the three modes of material nature. On our own, uh, merely knowing that this Sankirtan will cause our liberation from this material bondage, it will not happen on its own. Somebody has to pull us out, and that bond one has to experience. There's one example, just try to capture this point, because this is the essence of Bhagavad Dharma. The Sankirtan process is the practice of Bhagavad Dharma. So, because we are all individually responsible for our actions. So now, in participation of the Sankirtan, the actions which we take, it will determine our destination. In Brahma Samhita, Lord Krishna tells Brahmaji, he says, Yadrishi, Yadrishi, Shraddha, Siddhir Bhavati Tadrishi. Our perfection of our endeavor to cause the transcendental effect of Sankirtan will depend on how much faith we have developed in the person we associate or we become subservient to. When Krishna was speaking to Arjuna, Arjuna was playing a role of a conditioned soul. When Krishna is instructing Brahmaji, he's acting as the spiritual master, the spiritual person, and also as the supreme truth. So if Krishna personally shows up and guides us personally, that's great, But Krishna is supremely independent. But nonetheless, he has not deprived us to get the full benefit of finding connection to such a person who is fully devoted to Krishna. That's the idea. So our faith has to deepen in order to really find ourselves fully consumed in the Sankirtan movement. We cannot remain conditional for long. It's not that somebody is forcing us, but if we really want to get the fullest benefit of the Sankirtan, we have to find our full absorption, or full consumption. Because we could not become fully consumed, we are still stuck here. So no matter how conditioned or how uh, apparently not so intelligent or not so polished, or so many advantages, but if one is able to connect to such a divine person, and one is able to perceive the most blessedness of a divine person, then our human potential can attain perfection. This is the secret of success, and that will also cause not only a full purification from the three modes of material nature, but it will connect us to the transcendental experience of Sankirtan. So, whatever situation, condition, or karma we have come with in this human form of life, but as far as spiritual perfection or spiritual potential is concerned, we all are, we are equal. We are equally endowed with the possibility of attaining perfection, in spite of our different material situations due to our karma. And we carry our own burden. But as a human being, if we are connected to the divine person, we can transcend our material consciousness and our trap. An example is given. There was a spiritual master, and person became, very humbly devoted to the spiritual master. So spiritual master engaged him in bringing some wood for yagya or cooking, whatever. So he go in the village and get some wood. So the simple-hearted disciple goes to the village, but he cannot find any wood. The village, some fire actually. Get some fire for cooking or whatever. So he could not find any fire in the village. So he came empty-handed. So then Guru thought, oh, what a stupid fellow. He could not bring even fire, so he's useless. So, but he asked, where else should he go to get fire? He could not find the fire in the village. So the Guru became little angry. Is Guru allowed to be angry? Yes, Guru is allowed to be angry. To cause the good, to enlighten, or to bring some message across the disciple. How one receives the message, it depends on how much faith he has in the spiritual master. So the spiritual master told him, you know, since he could not bring fire, even little fire, he is not capable even to bring little fire from the village. So, okay, go to Yamlok. Yamlok means go to the Lord of the death, Yamraj. Basically telling, just get out of here. But the disciple was very kind-hearted. So he said, oh, my spiritual master has ordered me to go to the Lord of death, Yam. So he went out in search of Yamraj. See the faith of the disciple. And because he wants to fulfill the order of the spiritual master, he's in search of Yamraj. So Yamraj becomes very inclined to help him. Oh, such a devoted soul to Sri Guru. So, okay, I am Yamraj. What you have come, what you need? So he says that my Guru has asked me to get some fire. So can you give me some fire? So Yamaraj says in Yamaloka, there is no arrangement there is no arrangement to burn with fire. There is no separate arrangement of fire in Yamaloka. Although everybody is burned, correct? In cremation, everybody is burned, but they bring those who reach the abode of Yam, they carry that burden of their karma. They bring with them only. It's not this outsider uh, brings the fire, burns it. No, we are burned by the fire of our own karma, and there's no the whole idea is the yama yatana. So the one undergoes the pain of of his own bad karma. Everybody burns, but there is no. The whole idea is the faith, in the spiritual person we take shelter. That will ultimately, eventually determine how far we go. Yadrishi Shraddha Siddhir Bhavati Tadrishi. Because the purification, which can take such a long process, Srimad Bhagavatam rejects the karma kanda way of purification, or even jnana kanda. Only the pure devotional service, which is this, and the process is sankirtan, pure devotional service alone can cause our full purification. But if one in isolation, even if he takes to merely chanting, just is it possible? Because only in a very, very fully purified state, one is able to focus or involve oneself in chanting all the time, Kirtaniya Sadahari. It is not possible. So what will cause our quick purification? You know, and the quick purification is made possible when one unconditionally, with full dedication, one takes shelter of the spiritual master. It will expedite our purification like anything, because other means and processes, if we only to cause our some purification, it will not purify us completely. There could be some external purification, some internal purification, apparently may make us look very purified, but and that's why the purification becomes very, very essential. Without becoming sufficiently purified, one will not be able to absorb oneself in the Sankirtan, chanting of the holy name. And that purification or the impurification, which is so deeply rooted, how many layers of dirt, more and more we try to purify, more and more dirt comes. So Srimad Bhagavatam says that na tathahi agavan rajan puyeta tapadibhi yatha krishnarpita pranastat purusha nishivaya. If we completely engage in the unconditional service, dedication, in the service of that person who has fully given himself in the service of Krishna. So that will guarantee cause our full purification. Uyeta tapadi, other process of purification won't suffice. Yatha Krishnar Pitaya Pranastat Purusha Nishevaya. Complete purification. So only in the purified state, our this pure devotional service can be performed. Right? And that's why when we talk about Sankirtan, one who brings this Sankirtan process in our life, one who initiates us in this Sankirtan process, if we devote our life unconditionally in his service under his direction, if we perceive his position as most blessed, so that we never commit any offense or we never have any doubt to follow any other process or find our distraction towards any other following. Our faith unto the spiritual person, deep faith, absolute faith, or our becoming so attached to the process and the person who has caused this participation at that level. That alone will make full success. And that's why the Sankirtan, which in the first two stages describes that Cheto Darpan Majanam, cleansing the heart of the mind, and Bhav Mahadava Nirvapanam. And the second effect, what is the second effect? That it extinguishes the fire of material existence in the forest of repeated birth and death. We are forced to come into creation and again die. The mundane wave, this mundane wave means that the wave of three modes of material energy which has been enveloping us since time immemorial. What happens that it has trapped all of us conditioned souls. But when we participate in Sankirtan, when the Sankirtan wave mingles with that vibration, means vibration of three modes of material nature, and it purifies. It So the effect of Sankirtan is very, very powerful. Like Kleshagni, the 6 symptoms of pure devotional service. First, at the sadhan bhakti level, Kleshagni, all the miseries, kleshas, they are removed. So this is the first two strides of the Sankirtan is Cheto Darpan Majanam and Bhav Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. Kleshagni, it removes all the miseries in our life when we become connected to the Sankirtan process. Then what are those this Bhav Mahadavagni Nirvana, what it frees us from? Liberation from the great fire of three modes of material nature. We know that what kind of threefold miseries, great fire of threefold misery. Adhyatmic, Adhidevik, and Adhibhotik. Adhyatmic means which relates to our body and mind, like disease or material anxiety. Then threefold miseries, then Adhibhotik miseries from our neighbors, like men, animals, insects, and so many other living beings. That's called Adhibhotik. And Adhidaivik, natural catastrophes like famine, flood, and earthquakes. We have to suffer from these three kinds of miseries, which burn in our heart like fire. But everything is extinguished forever by the second stride of Nama Sankirtan, which gives us relief. Then it goes further, once the negations or the miserable situation is removed, then some great fortune comes. So the third stage or next stage is Shreya Kairav Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam. Shreya Kairav Chandrika. The holy name bestows upon us the supreme goal of life. Shreya means supreme, ultimate good. After doing away with these first two negative strides, correct? Cheto Darpan Majanam and the Bhav Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. The positive engagement begins and ultimately takes us to the true reality of our existence, our true samandha gyan, that I am eternally Krishna's. We never took pride in calling ourselves, I belong to Krishna. If we ask most people, they will give their description that I belong to this husband, I belong to this wife, I belong to this country, I belong to this community. All this identification based on our impermanent identity of this material body. So the supreme fortune, supreme goal of life is realized by the effect of this Sankirtan. Negative, when we do away with all this negative engagement, our positive engagement begins. The truth is revealed. It takes to that auspiciousness which is above the world of duality. The world of duality, a world of misery, world of difficulties. It gives us vision. Yes, Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitarnam. Kairava Chandrika, this Sankirtan is compared to the cooling rays of the moon. Kairava Chandrika. Kairava means the Kamalini or the lily, which blossoms in the moonlight. Just like a lotus blossoms in the sun rays, but the lily blossoms in the moon. So our moon-like or the moon rays like Sankirtan causes the great fortune like our lily, blossoms. So the whole idea is Sankirtan really causes our realizing our ultimate fortune, that we are Krishna's, and now we have the opportunity in human form of life to become Krishna's. We are Krishna's. Although we are Krishna's since eternity, somehow or other we have not become Krishna's. We have not conducted through our mind, through our words and actions, that we can be called Krishna's, although we are Krishna's. So that is the auspiciousness. We achieve the supreme goal, the highest auspiciousness, the greatest good from chanting the holy name of Krishna. If we analyze it very nicely, scrutinizingly, we find that in this stage, the holy name takes us to an intimate, personal relationship with Krishna. One of the five relations, because when our attraction towards Krishna is ignited, when the Sankirtan causes the great fortune of our ultimate good blossom to the moon rays like Sankirtan, and one is able to find that attraction towards Krishna in one of the five rasas, either Shanta rasa, Dasya rasa, Sakhya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, Shreya, our ultimate good. And that ultimate good which Mahaprabhu has come to bestow upon all of us in this particular age, that conjugal rasa, and that mercy, as we know, comes through the agency of Nityananda Prabhu. Shreya covers the grace of Nityananda Prabhu. And what is Nityananda Prabhu's grace? Nitayir Karuna Have Braje Radha Krishna Pave. The grace of Nitya, one becomes connected to the grace of Nityananda Prabhu. Because this Sankirtan was led by Nityananda Prabhu. What Gaurnitai, Ajanu Lambita Bhujavu Kanakavadato Sankirtanaika Pitarau. Pitarau means the pioneers, the fathers of Sankirtan. And what Nityananda Prabhu has come to bestow? Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale. The primary associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, in order to fulfill the desire, innermost desire of Mahaprabhu, to bestow the love of God. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Trishenam. So Nityananda is a Guru Tattva, na? So by taking shelter and the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, we beg his kripa. Nitayere karuna habe, braje Radha Krishna pave. So this ultimate goal. By the grace of Nityananda Prabhu, we may be allowed to worship Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. So that is the idea. So our participation in Sankirtan movement is never like in isolation. We need and beg lot of mercy, lot of shelter of the higher. So the same way, the whole agency of Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, becomes manifest through parampara in the spiritual master. That is the idea. Then the next stage is Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. Vidya. Vidya means the knowledge. Or knowledge means ultimately divine knowledge, which attracts Krishna. The Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. Vidya, or the devotional service, the ultimate Vidya. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yad Ahetukam. So Ahetuki Jnana, that is ultimate Vidya. When we, in general sense, Jnana targets liberation, But Ahetuki Gyan means pure devotional service. So this pure devotional service, or the worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeve Bhagavati, Bhakti Yoga Prayojita hai. What is its effect? Bhakti Yoga Prayojita, one who becomes engaged in performing the devotional service to Lord Krishna, Vasudeve Bhagavati, Bhakti Yoga Prayojita hai. What is its effect? Janayati Ashu Vairagyam. Janayati means it creates, it gives birth, or it causes vairagyam, detachment from this world affairs. Janayati ashu vairagyam. And what else? Jnanam chetad ahetuvam. Jnana means perception, perceiving, experiencing. Vidya means which causes us to experience something. So what is the ultimate Vidya? Janayati ashu jnanam chetad ahetukam. Because what one experiences when one becomes engaged in performing devotional service, he experiences the sweetness of Krishna's Nama Rupa Guna Lila Dhama Parikar Abharan. As one engages in the worship of Krishna, what he experiences? The bliss, the divine experience. He experiences the sweetness of Krishna's name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. He experiences the sweetness. And what kind of experience is that? Such a hilarious, such a blissful experience, which frees him from desiring any other motive, correct? He becomes freed from desiring for liberation, desiring for any material sense gratification, because he has experienced the bliss of the divine name of Krishna, divine Rupa of Krishna, Krishna's pastimes, qualities. So this is called Ahetuki Jnana. Jnana means experience. In pure devotional service, one experiences or one attains the knowledge. Knowledge means one becomes conversant with, one becomes aware of, one can feel the joy of Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila, etc. That he has no more motive left. So the Ahetuki Gyan is no different from the Param Gyan. So this Vidya Vadhu Jivanam, this pure devotional service is ignited by this Sankirtan. Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. So the pure devotional service, which is called Vidya, and is compared to Vadhu. where the pure devotional sentiment is ignited in our heart, our nature, our attitude becomes just like a Vadhu, a newlywed bride. When he comes, she's very sober, soft spoken, always reserved, subservient, and listens to everyone, but reveals her heart only to her husband, correct? So that kind of nature. So the in pure devotional service, when it is ignited, the Sankirtan is its life. So when, in order to keep the pure devotional sentiment like Vadhu alive, the Sankirtan is its Jivan. Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. We cannot do away with the Sankirtan participation because it is the very life of our pure devotional sentiment. And that's why it is very essential. Then, Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaram Vidyavadhu Vadhu Jivanam. Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam. The next stage is Anandam Buddhivardhanam. When we come to the proper level while chanting the name of Krishna, we find the transcendental ocean that is above all sorts of experiences. In the ocean, we see that many rivers and rivulets come and gather, but still remains within its limit. But when the full moon or the new moon comes, then the ocean crosses its limit, correct? So this Sankirtan Pravaha, the effect of Sankirtan is that the ocean of Anand increases. So that's why the name comes to assert himself over us according to the degree of our surrender. And when our surrender is complete, we feel a new type of ecstatic joy. We become more and more, not only become absorbed, but also consumed. We experience an infinite ocean of joy, which is not static, but ever ecstatic. It keeps on increasing. It's our path, our process of the Sankirtan. It is transcendental. It is ever ecstatic. Anandam buddhi vardhanam, ever increasing in joy, that kind of feeling. Always dynamic. So in that we find new life and new type of blissfulness. It never becomes state. It never becomes static. It never becomes stale, like chewing the chewed. No, it's always growing in new experiences of bliss. At every moment, it gives us a taste of infinite ocean of ecstasy. Then, sarvatmasnapanam, complete self-purification. The last effect is that our entire existence is purified. So this kind of enjoyment does not pollute, it purifies. Correct? When we participate in some enjoyment process in this material world, in the name of enjoyment, our whole energy gets depleted and consumed, exploited rather. This is the nature of seeking or getting material pleasure in this material world. It's all exploitation. Enjoyment means exploitation. So that is the definition, real definition of enjoyment in this material world. If one tries to enjoy within the material world, rather than enjoying, he himself becomes exploited. Or we will exploit someone else, enjoying and exploitation. They go hand in hand in this material world. Because mundane enjoyment creates a reaction. That's the point. And pollution attacks the enjoyer. You cannot have just pure enjoyment without having the consequences, So the pollution comes. But here, because Krishna is the aggressor. That point is most important. Why this? In Sankirtan, who is the beneficiary? The primary beneficiary is Krishna. We see, we do Sankirtan for increasing the joy of Krishna. Correct? And that's why when Krishna becomes the enjoyer, when Krishna is the aggressor, the result is purification. Because Krishna is the source, is the center of everything. All enjoyment that comes from the center, from the autocratic Krishna, purifies completely. So that is the purpose of Sankirtan. And we can become fully consumed and become fully purified. So that kind of purification, because the Sankirtan is glorification of Krishna, it increases the joy of Krishna. And we can become fully consumed and become fully purified. So in this verse, in the last line says, Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. That all different phases of the self which may be conceived, our total existence, not only this gross material body, which is physical body visible, but we also have the subtle body, comprising our mind, intelligence, ego, false ego, and the chitta. Mana, buddhi, chit, ahankar, and the soul proper. So our whole existence becomes satisfied for this Sankirtan by chanting the holy name of Krishna. But we can understand Sarvatma Snapanam. Sarvatma means complete existence. Swapana means purification or taking bath. If we praise Krishna congregationally, we will be purified according to our capacity. Both the singer and the audience, as well as anyone who comes in connection with the transcendental sound, will be purified. Snapanam means purifying. Sarvatma means complete. Everything of our existence. The vibration purifies everyone and everything that comes in its touch. So this is the effect of Sankirtan. So Mahaprabhu says, go on with Sankirtan. Sarvatma Snapanam. Purnamita Swadam. Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate. Param Vijayate. Param Vijayate means when it inundates, it covers everybody. Param Vijayate, Sankirtan has the potency to cause this blissfulness experience. It inundates the whole world or free the whole existence from this, from the three modes of material nature. So Mahaprabhu says, go on with this Sankirtan, the congregation chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Of course, Sankirtan must be genuine. What will make Sankirtan genuine? It says, what we mean to say. Genuine means it should come in our life. It should be practiced in a bona fide, authorized way. So association with saintly people is necessary. It is not an empirical experiment. We are attempting to have a connection with the higher, unconditioned real, which can descend to help us here. We are begging that mercy. So ours is our participation in Sankirtan in the association of pure devotees who have received the mercy, and under their subservience will also guaranteedly become the recipient of that mercy to cause the full divine effect in our life. So we must have that connection with higher reality, and that is most important, because the holy name of Krishna is not merely a physical sound. It is not just lip deep. It is a higher and higher aspect. Nam, it's all spiritual. But we are in the marginal realm, correct? Between the spiritual and the material. So, what will pull us all the way towards the spiritual aspect? Only the higher connection. So, and higher connection is provided through this Guru Parampara. For those who are situated or connected to the higher realm, then if we become connected to them, then we will also experience at a higher taste. So in order that the wave will descend from the higher realm and come to us and spread its influence everywhere we go. And we will carry that influence with us also. So whosoever comes in our touch, they will also experience that higher connection, special connection. So wherever the Sankirtan movement goes, it will carry these seven aspects, correct? We can just recap these seven effects. So what are they? This is the basically the purport of what Mahaprabhu wants to say in first sloka. The first effect is that the holy name cleanses the soul, which is attacked by the dirt of desires from the mundane world. It cleanses the soul. By the second effect, it gives mukti, or liberation, or rather perfect independence from material forces. The third effect brings real fortune, Shreya Kairava Chandrika, Vitarnam Vidyavadhu Jivanam. That means when the real fortune, Param Shreya, the ultimate good is caused, then we develop this devotional sentiment in the heart. Our nature becomes that like Vadhu, newlywed, very soft spoken, sober, and so in pure devotional sentiments, one person becomes very humble, very sober, and non-arrogance. All these uh, good qualities are developed. So all this pure nature, pure devotional nature is developed as we participate in Sankirtan. So this is the main point. Now, the effect, as we see, is very, very, very exhilarating as we experience the effect of pure name in the association of pure devotees. Then we experience ecstasy. So that is the next effect, testing of his ecstatic association, like in Vrindavan, which is the realm of Krishna. And one who can chant the name of Krishna properly will express himself with a peculiar sort of ego. And that's why what experience, so those who have experienced the highest effect of chanting Krishna's name, they have left their experience. Our Goswamis and all the stalwart great associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when they participated in association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Sankirtan movement, the experience. And what kind of experience? Like in Rupa Goswami, in Vidagdha Madhava, he's describing the glory of the divine or transcendental, blissful effect of chanting the holy name of Krishna. Tunde tandavinim ratim vitanute tundavali labdhaye. Karna kroda kadambini ghatayate karnarbu devya spriham. Chetah prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyanam pritim no jane janita kiyad vir amrita krishneti varnatvai. Rupa Goswami recited some of the shlokas in glorification of Krishna's name. Mahaprabhu very much relished it. So it says, Tunde Tandavinim Ratim Vitante. When the holy name of Krishna appears on the lips of a devotee, Tunde Tandavini, Tunde means on the tongue. Tandavini, Ratim Vitante. He starts dancing. The holy name start dancing on the tongue of a devotee. And what the devotee desires, he says, why I have only one tongue? To feel the dancing of Krishna's holy name on the one tongue, then he thinks, I should have billions of tongues. Tundavali labdhaye. Correct? Why should I have only one tongue? Then he say, with one mouth, how much can I gather the ecstasy of the holy name? I need millions of mouths to taste its unlimited sweetness. Tunde tandavini ratim vitanute tundavali labdhaye. And when Karna Kroda Kadambini, when this word Krishna sound enters the ear, he feels that transcendental sound awakens in his heart and he desires. What is just two? What are these 2 years? He thinks this is the greatest injustice of the Creator. I need millions of years to experience the unlimited bliss of hearing Krishna, the sound of Krishna's name. I need millions of years then. If I could hear the sweet name of Krishna, my heart might be a little satisfied. 2 years are not enough. One tongue, one mouth is not enough. I want millions and millions of years to hear the sweet name of Krishna. This is the temperament of a devotee. When his attention is drawn towards the holy name, then Chetaya Prangana Sankini Vijayate. And when this sound vibration, Krishna name, enters the heart, correct? Chetaya Prangana Sangini Vijayate, then it takes over all the senses. No jane janita kiyat viramrita. I'm perplexed, he becomes perplexed. And he feels that I have failed to understand the quality and quantity of the substance of Krishna's name. I'm perplexed. What sort of honey sweetness does this name contain? So in this way, the chanter of the holy name wonders what kind of sweetness, unlimited sweetness is holy name of Krishna is. And we see that in the same way, so Sankirtan sound is reflective of Krishna's flute sound. What Krishna experienced, the joy, and he caused the joy of all the Brajavasis, especially the gopis, by playing his flute. The same effect for us conditioned souls, Mahaprabhu has come with the Sankirtan sound. So this has been taught to us by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who said, properly chant the holy name, the sound representation of absolute sweetness. That sweetness is also to be found in the flute song of Krishna. The sound of Krishna's flute has the great mystic power of capturing and pleasing everyone and everything. Upon hearing the sound of Krishna's flute, the Yamuna current is becomes stunned. See the effect of Krishna's flute? So the current is paralyzed, becomes stunned. The sweet sound of Krishna's flute attracts the trees, the birds, and the beasts. Everything is astounded by contacting the sweet vibration from Krishna's flute. So we know that the sound vibration can create miracles, transcendental sound vibration. Sound has the highest capturing potency. You know, we can understand this point. Sound has the highest because sound creates such an attraction. Sound can make or mar, it's just all sound, commotion, any commotion, conflict, all this sound, it can create havoc in a person, but sound can also raise our attention to something divine. So our connection to either downgrading ourselves or upgrading ourselves is through sound. So this Sankirtan, this Krishna's sweet names vibration is very powerful. And it can totally means capture our consciousness, our attention, and it has such a capacity, sound of Krishna. So it comes from the subtlemost plane, beyond the other, beyond the ether. That universal sound is absolute sweetness and goodness. The effect of Krishna's, the sound of Krishna's name, which is compared to the sound of Krishna's flute. It has the same effect. But when properly, under positive and conducive environment, like Krishna would play flute only to cause particular function. In the same way, the Sankirtan sound vibration, if we participate and if we partake, it will also cause our absorption in the absolute. Otherwise, mere taking Krishna's name and casual chanting, that's why Sankirtan, the perfection or the participation of Sankirtan should be in a very transcendental atmosphere and mood. Then it will have the full effect. How much power it is there, how it can capture us. What is our position actually? Like a blade of grass, we may be played by the current of that sweet sound in such a way that we cannot even trace out our own personality. We may lose ourselves, but we do not die. The soul is eternal. Diving up and down, you know. So this effect of this sweet sound of Krishna's name, our capacity is very limited, like a straw, a blade of grass. Krishna sound is so big and so sweet that it can play us in any way it likes. We cannot begin to conceive how much power is in the name, the sound which is identical with the absolute goodness and sweetness personification that is Krishna. So the whole idea is that it depends on what kind of atmosphere, what kind of association we are in. And accordingly, we will experience different degree of the divine nature or sweetness of Krishna's holy name. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, don't neglect the sound, which is one and the same with Krishna. The name, the sound of the name Krishna is non-different from the person Krishna. Only when we will be able to experience the sweetest, or the sweet nature of Krishna's sound vibration, Krishna's name. So basically in Sankirtana, our complete absorption and completely becoming consumed in experiencing the ultimate sweetness of Krishna's sound vibration, which is non-different from Krishna. As we imagine how much Krishna must be sweet, na? But Krishna, the person himself, Shyam Sundar playing, that is, it is indirect experience. It is within our imagination. But through this sound vibration, the sweet sound of Krishna's name, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, but Krishna's name, which is so divine and so priceless, but by special mercy of Mahaprabhu, the holy name is representing itself. It has come down to us in such a very simple, cheap way. Nothing is required to purchase it. Correct? What is the value of Krishna's name? What is the value of Krishna? Priceless, correct? But through this Sankirtan, the Mahavadanyata, the extra supreme magnanimity of Mahaprabhu has brought this most precious or the ultimate experience of bliss. It is non-different in its effect to experience Krishna directly. Such a priceless, such a treasure, it has come down to us in such a simple, cheap way. Nothing is required to purchase it, correct? If it is a very precious thing, we won't be able to get it. Not money, not physical energy, all these things are unnecessary. What is required? Sincerity. One who simply takes this divine sound, or this chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra sincerely, will be so enriched that no one will be able to conceive of so much goodness and development. And anyone may have it very cheaply, but one must chant sincerely. Just because it has, come very cheaply, freely, we say we don't give so much attention. No, still to realize its ultimate glory, we have to participate in this sankirtan or chanting very sincerely. Of course, it is freely given to everybody. Anyone may have it very cheaply, but one must chant sincerely with his whole heart. Of course, wholehearted sincerity presupposes what? Going to a proper agent. This is the whole thing. Although it is freely available to all sections of spirituality in everybody, but who will get this ultimate effect of realizing love of Krishna, love of the divine couple? So how we can cause this? How the wholehearted sincerity, will come to us. Wholehearted sincerity will come to us. It presupposes going to a proper agent. It has to come through a proper channel, na? A saint, a pure devotee, and getting the holy name from him. Because this Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, Param Vijate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, it is directly glorified by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the inaugurator of the Sankirtan movement, who came as Radha Govinda combined. Mahaprabhu, Sri Gauranga, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. Maha represents or is denoting Srimati Radharani, Mahabhava Swarupini. Prabhu means Krishna. So Mahaprabhu, Sri Gauranga, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. Radha Govinda combined. So because he has brought this Sankirtan movement, and when he has desired, it is the full benefit of the Sankirtan, one becomes a recipient of, and the whole world can be inundated. The whole world can benefit by the ultimate good caused by the Sankirtan. So whatever advice Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives to the Sikshastakam, it will be most wonderful, most beneficial. His advice is most valuable and necessary to tell us that with a sincere spirit, we must come to join this Krishna Sankirtan, the most purifying transcendental sound, which effects liberation, gives all fulfillment. So those who are inclined toward liberation, mukti, even they can very easily get it, because the process of getting liberation is very, very, very hard, very strenuous, so much sadhana. The Sankirtan can cause those who are aspiring for liberation can come very, very, very easily. But it has the potential to cause our full fulfillment, full fulfillment, which comes only in accordance to our Swarupa. When we become so inclined to find our engagement in the divine service of the divine couple. So the Sankirtan, it will cause our full fulfillment and grants us such a positive attainment that we lose ourselves in the ocean of joy and inconceivable sweetness. So the Sankirtan is a Mahaprabhu's grace, and that's why he proclaims. Let Sri Krishna Sankirtan be expanded into this mortal world, that it may benefit everyone infinitely. For this is the highest and greatest benefit for the whole world. It is all comprehensive. It releases us from all sorts of troubles, establishing us in the highest position of attainment. And especially, we are living in this present age of Kali Yuga, in which only Nam Sankirtan can help us, nothing else. Nam Sankirtan alone will rescue us. Of course, Nam Sankirtan is beneficial in all ages. It is not that in Satya Yuga, Treta, Dwapar, Nam Sankirtan was not valuable. But in those ages, because there was so much sadhana possible, people were so much endowed with so much capacity, mental capacity, physical capacity, and big, strong vows they could take. And that's why simply by chanting Krishna's name, one can attain the same result as performing severe austerities, because people were capable of performing severe austerities. That's why for them, it did not register in their system. They thought something which is attainable only by performing austerities for thousands of years. How can simply by chanting one name of Krishna one can attain? And that's why the glory of Krishna's chanting Krishna's holy name could not become magnified in the other ages, because other processes, other sadhanas will be opposed by many forces, and that's why Nam Sankirtan could not gain the prominence in other ages. But in Kali Yuga, because in Kali Yuga, why it is recommended? Because in this age, all other attempts, they will have no effect. Will be opposed by many forces, so many sadhanas, they require so many qualifications. But as far as qualification is, Yogyata is concerned, everybody is bankrupt in Kali Yuga. So when one is bankrupt, he can hands up, correct? Hands up is a sign of bankruptcy. I declare my bankruptcy. So in order to become fully absorbed and fully involved in Sankirtan, one has to show hands up. Hare ko Harinam. I feel utterly incapacitated. Then Krishna's full mercy uh, can can be inculcated by Mahaprabhu's arrangement. So that's why it is most recommended for this Kali Yuga. Nam Sankirtan cannot be opposed. Although there are so much opposition, so much troubles in this material world, in this present age, but Nam Sankirtan cannot be opposed by the troubles and waves of this material world. So one must adopt it. Nobody can stop. It is so freely and easily available by Mahaprabhu's mercy, and the mercy sprayed by his confidential servants and associates. So if we exclusively give ourselves to this Sankirtan movement, we will gain the highest fulfillment of life. There is no necessity of any other campaign, for they are all defective and partial. But the most universal, captivating and beneficial thing is Nam Sankirtan, which takes us to the highest goal that alone can satisfy everyone. So the Sankirtan, which is the essence of conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is establishing the Bhagavat culture. What is the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam? The concluding sloka. Because since time immemorial, since eternity, all souls that are now disconnected from Krishna may be helped in this way, through this Sankirtanam. No other movement is necessary. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells us, exclusively devote yourselves to this Sankirtan. It is all embracing, it is all fulfilling, and you can achieve it with the least trouble and least energy. Let it flourish in this Kali Yuga. Let it flourish for the welfare of the whole universe, to re-establish all souls in their normal position. And that is also the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam. Nama Sankirtanam Yashya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanastam Namami Harim Param. What does it mean? Nama Sankirtanam Yashya Sarva Papa Pranashanam. By glorifying whom? Nama Sankirtan. By glorifying him through his names. Yashya means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarva Papa Pranashanam. All the sinful bondage, bondage due to our sinful actions, effect of sinful actions. Pranashanam. So Papa means anything which blocks our spiritual progress. So we are blocked due to our so many sinful reactions, to blocks our attaining the perfection of our human potential. But one who participates into this Nama Sankirtanam Yashya Sarva Papa Pranashanam, all the sinful reactions, they become absolved completely. This is the effect of participating in Nama Sankirtana. All the blockades, all the impasses, all the obstacles, all the badhain, they become all removed. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Very feelingly and in a utter, incapacitatedness mood, in a mood of incapacitated. If one participates in chanting, then all the obstacles are removed. It is seen. Nothing else, no other movement or sadhana is necessary. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, exclusively devote yourself to this. It is all embracing and all fulfilling, and you can achieve it with the least trouble and least energy. Let it flourish in this Kali Yuga. Let it flourish for the welfare of the whole universe, to re-establish all souls in their morning position. Sarva pranamo dukkha shamanas. And by bowing down to this Krishna manifest in his sound vibration, pranamo dukkha shamanas, all the uncertainty. What is dukkha in the spiritual language? All the uncertainties. If somebody is our shelter, one who provides for our living happily in life, if we lose that shelter, then we become very miserable. But this chanting Krishna's holy name is the ultimate shelter, eternal shelter. Pranamo dukkha shamanas. It frees us from all the miserable anxieties, because we have realized in Krishna our eternal permanent shelter. So when we bow down to this Sankirtan movement, means we accept the process of our participation in the Sankirtan movement. We become free from all miseries, because we know that all other shelters are fragile. Taking shelter of Krishna's holy name and finding the association of such pure souls who have taken the shelter of Krishna's holy name, we become free from all the anxiety. Ab mera kya hoga? Dukkha means I feel like a bereft of the shelter. But taking shelter of Krishna's holy name is the ultimate eternal shelter to cause our eternal bliss by transcending this material existence and attaining our eternal blissful engagement in the divine service of the divine couple. So basically, this is the essence of the first slokas, and so much we can learn and also benefit from all the realizations our predecessor acharyas have left for us. More and more we can become appreciative of the divine nature and the divine impact Sankirtan can have upon all of us. And we should target, we should aspire, we should hanker, we should feel a tremendous attraction or greed to have the full impact, full transcendental, blissful impact of Sankirtan in our lives, personally and collectively. So thank you very much for your participation. Actually, I have only tried to just gather some remnants of left by our acharyas and guru vargas, and trying to just encourage and inspire myself, and in the process, if others also feel the inspiration and the attraction for this Sankirtan, and it's very good. I should stop here, and I think I have already spoken. Anybody would like to say something, or any question or addition, some inspiration one feels? Okay. Puja.
Hare Krishna Shri Guru. Koti Koti Pranam. Very, very, very beautiful satsang as ever. Shri Guru, this Sankirtan, whatever you said, like most of the times I like see my mobile or do something while chanting. So today I'm feeling I have wasted such a lot of time, and some chanting is so very important. Thank you so much for enlightening us. And one thing, Sri Guru, in starting you said Sankirtan is the starting and Sankirtan is only the end. What does that refer?
Ah.
Or serving is
So
the end?
when we attain the perfection uh, of the sadhana of Sankirtan, we don't leave it. We continue, In the spiritual realm also, we glorify the divine couple. So in order to attain our eternal engagement, which is Sankirtan, participate in Sankirtan, we have to begin Sankirtan somewhere. But our attraction, our fascination, our absorption, we have not become fully consumed as yet. No? So somewhere, that's why our Guru Vargas give us chanting, Okay, chant this much, this many rounds, and you know, slowly and gradually as we develop the taste, our condition is like a jaundice, We are plagued by a jaundice, and so the very sweet, which is very sweet, no? But a person who is plagued by jaundice, uh, to him, even sugar tastes bitter. But to cause the sweetness of the sugar, he's administered only sugar. You have to eat sugar, and slowly and gradually, when the jaundice reduces, then the natural sweetness of the sugar he is able to experience. So that's why in order to realize that what is the life in the spiritual world, it's all Sankirtan. Everybody engaged in every way in glorifying to increase the joy of the divine couple. So Sankirtan at our stage is the means, and in the perfected stage it is also the end. From the initial limited, not full place, or uh, we are not able to immediately fully absorb in it. No? So whatever little we are able to participate to, at that time it is the means, ये साधन है. And then when we become more and more involved involved and fully consumed in the Sankirtan moment to cause more and more greater joy of Krishna, then we also ourselves experience the full joy. Then who would want to come out of the incessant blissful experience of the Sankirtan? Then it is the end. What is the end of life? To experience or to enter the realm of eternal, ever increasing blissful experience. So the Sankirtan, in its ultimate sense, is that experience. We are transferred to the spiritual realm where we become a participant in eternal blissful Sankirtan, for ever increasing the joy of the divine couple. That's the purpose. All right. So Sankirtan never stops. We can never say, "Oh, I have done enough Sankirtan." It's the eternal need of the soul. It is like breathing. We do we ever get tired of breathing? We say, "Oh, I have breathed enough, so let me take a break." Do we? So the breathing is essential to survive. So in the same way, Sankirtan is incessant. We can never afford to be out of Sankirtan. Our participation, karmana mansa vacha, we can never afford to be out of Sankirtan even for a moment. It is the dose, it is the oxygen for the soul. You know. So that much appreciation, until we come to that much appreciation of Sankirtan, for us it appears like a means to end, to achieve something other end. It is the means and also the end. That's why. All right.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Pranam Shri Guru.
Hare Krishna.
Shri Guru, when you explained that this movement of Sankirtan means two significance, one quality and one quantity. Quantity, everyone doing it together, and quality, we absorbing all our senses. And watching you, observing you, it is a live example of the quality of Sankirtan. When you do Krishna Katha, when you do Sankirtan, we can see, we can observe how you indulge completely and you experience this nectar. And through you, Shiguru, we are also able to experience this nectar of Sankirtan. Small question, Shiguru. When you say Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam, it brings about the greatest fortune for a Jivatma. So, what is that greatest fortune, Shiguru, if you can help us understand
Yeah,
a little bit?
the greatest fortune is the the desire to attain the service of the lotus feet of the divine couple. No? Shreya hai Kairava Chandrika. Kairav means Kamalini, the lily. And how the Kamalini or the lily blossoms under the influence of the Chandrika, the rays of the moon. Shreya hai Kairava Chandrika. Chandrika means the rays of the moon. What it does, it causes the lily to blossom. In the same way, our desire to attain the loving service of the lotus feet of the divine couple is blossoms. So Shreya, what is a Shreya? Shreya means attaining so the desire, when the desire is blossoms, Shreya Kaitava, our ultimate good of desire to attain the service of the divine couple, it blossoms by the effect of the moon ray like Sankirtan. So the Sankirtan is compared to the moon rays, which causes the great fortune, ultimate good lily, which is the desire to attain the service of the divine couple blossom. All right?
Jai Ki Jai.
Chandrika. So the analogy given by Mahaprabhu is very, very wonderful. Na? So that is what Shreya Kairava Chandrika. So we must appreciate what is our ultimate Shreya. What is the ultimate Shreya? What is our ultimate Shreya? The Seva Vasana of the divine couple. If the Vasana means the hankering to attain the service of the divine couple, so that Vasana becomes magnified when we participate, when you cry out to Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. So this is sprouts, this ignites our desperation to attain the loving service of the divine couple. That is our ultimate good. Na? Bhagavati Achalo Bhavo Yad Bhagavata Sang Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, third chapter, 11th sloka. What it says? Iha Nishreya Sodaya. Itavan eva yajitam iha Nishreya. Nishreya means the ultimate good. Sodaya. Udaya means rise, begins. Like the sun rises. So it's the beginning of our ultimate good. And what is that? That we have this loving Bhagavati Achalo Bhava. Achala Bhava means exclusive love for Krishna. So what is love? Love means service. The Prabhupada translates devotion or love is devotional service. So ultimate good is seva vasana. युगल चरणारविंद की सेवा वासना रूपी जो कमलिनी है, it becomes it blossoms by the effect of the moon-like rays of Sankirtan. All right?
Jai tu Jai. Pranam Shri Guru.
Pooja Sakhi has one more question.
Hare Krishna, Shri Guru. Like you said, we should involve our senses. So, Shri Guru, actually, what mind should think while proper chanting?
So I am Krishna's. In the material world also, whosoever you think you belong to, your whole existence is devoted to bring joy and satisfaction to that person. And participating or engaging oneself to bring joy and fulfillment to the other person, oneself also feels fulfilled, because the sense of belonging is very powerful. Like a child or a mother, husband, wife, or whatever relationship one has, father, mother, son, one wants to become fully consumed to bring joy and satisfaction to the person we identify as belonging to. So, what the spiritual master has given us, he has given us the possibility of realizing the ultimate effect of Sankirtan. So when we identify with that sense of belonging, that I belonging, like our imagination that I belong to Krishna, but Krishna is unavailable, directly. But Krishna has made himself available through the Sankirtan movement. The Sankirtan movement came in our life through our connection to the pure devotee, isn't it? So when we develop this sense that we belong to a pure devotee, I am his or hers, then whatever direction and whatever wish, what is the wish? What is the will of a pure devotee for us? What the spiritual master wishes for us? That we become a pure devotee of Krishna, of the divine couple. So then our whole effort in Sankirtan will become very, very focused. If our spiritual master is satisfied, that means we are following, we are perfecting the process given by him. So basically, the satisfaction of the spiritual master, that alone would suffice, that we are able to impress, we will be able to impress Krishna. Because Krishna has made this arrangement. He has come in our life in the form of the spiritual master. So that perception, that faith, that appreciation, that appraisal, and taking the direction and the shelter of the spiritual master with that transcendental understanding, it will take us all the way, because then we are never alone. We don't have to have the anxiety, oh, I'm putting so much endeavor and this and that, whether I will make it there or not. So our path of this pure devotional service, Sankirtan path, we are never in isolation. That point has to be emphasized. We are always watched. We are always directed. We can we can check as to how far we are going. And if we sustain the sense of guarantee that the spiritual master is my guarantee to attain the supreme, he is the guarantee, my attachment, my dedication, my love for him, because he is non-different from Krishna. He is not separated from Krishna. So whether I devote my life in the service of Krishna, whether Krishna is pleased or not, because spiritual master is a sample of Krishna. So if he is pleased, the whole Krishna is pleased. Correct? So one does not have to become independent, thinking that I will do something, this is special, that special, I will be better than others or anything. We simply have to look up to the satisfaction of the spiritual master. Everything else is taken care of. A person is always, can be always in doubt or anxiety, in spite of putting so much endeavor and everything. If one cannot check whether Krishna is impressed by my endeavor or not, we need that confirmation, correct? So the satisfaction of the spiritual master is a confirmation of Krishna's satisfaction. You can write this statement. The satisfaction of the spiritual master is a confirmation of Krishna's satisfaction. Because directly we are not as yet there where we can see directly whether Krishna is playing a flute in confirmation of his satisfaction with us. But the spiritual master's satisfaction, it is a guarantee of Krishna's satisfaction for us. Krishna. So this has been made so simple, isn't it? So a truly intelligent, a truly blessed person will go the easiest, the surest way or guaranteed way to success, rather where the uncertainty is there. So we go through the subservience and direction of the spiritual master. Then we attain the full perfection. We become blessed to experience the full effect of Sankirtan, which ultimately is to cause our hankering to attain the service of the lotus feet of the divine couple. So they are all connected. A truly intelligent sadhak should never allow himself to become independent and thinking by extra doing this, I will become more qualified, more eligible, more than others. But one who simply focuses his whole existence to bring satisfaction to the spiritual master, for him nothing remains unattained. Shri Guru Charani Gati, Aise Uttama Gati, Je Prasade Pure Sarva Asha. But one is able to remain fully engaged, fully dedicated to the service and direction of the spiritual master only at the stage of asakti. And asakti is always singular, attachment is singular. So uh, to come to the point of asakti for the spiritual master, it will give us tremendous focus in our engagement, and we will not find any distraction anywhere else. We simply look up to just one person, and that will take us all the way. All right?
Yes, Shri Guru sir. I feel if this whole earth I will make like a paper, and all this samudra ocean I will put like ink in a pen, I can never write. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your Shri Guru. Words will always fall short to thank you. But thank you so much, Shri Guru. Hare Krishna.
Shyam.
Yes,
Uh,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Uh, thanks a lot for your time for this, Prabhu. I think I have been looking forward for these sessions, and it has been one of the most insightful sessions I could ever have throughout the week, actually. And
actually, I'm not any seminar giving. I'm just trying to explain to myself only. I explain that how much underachiever, underperformer I have been. So through the association of all the loving participants, I feel tremendously inspired that you allowed me the opportunity to explain to myself. And so in the association of like-minded devotees, then it is easier to cause this self-understanding or enhance our appreciation for the message Mahaprabhu has given us. So
Prabhu,
go
that's
ahead.
yeah, Prabhu, that's very down to earth for you to consider it like that. But we are actually blessed to be and to be having an opportunity to at least listen to you and at least be in your presence, at least virtually like this. That itself seems to be a very big opportunity, at least for people like me who does not have much of a contact with these concepts. I mean, these are so I've not attended many of these sessions, but few sessions which I've attended has been really really inspiring. So I have one, and I mean, I would like to understand one small thing here, Prabhu. So not sure whether you have covered this before, but Prabhu, how is that we can find our spiritual master? So how do we, if we find someone, how do we know that that is our spiritual master? Is there anything that we have to, how is that we can attract our spiritual master rather? Is there anything that you can advise us on this?
Yes, this is the arrangement of Krishna. It is not casual. It is not like some kind of one feels it's a subjective experience one will have. It is not casual. It is not like dekha dekhi.
Mhm.
Something you will be drawn, and that's why we use this concept of most blessed. They are innumerable spiritual masters for innumerable souls. Could be a different person. For this spiritual master, the guru is one tattva. Is a mercy of Krishna manifest in different bodies. Different persons could be the embodiment of Krishna's mercy as Sri Guru for different sadhakas. And every sadhaka will have a subjective experience for someone. So as we participate in satsang, it it uh, it cultivates, it just builds up our appreciation for the saintly people. And when our appreciation for one person reaches that state where we perceive him as most blessed, then the comparison will stop there. The bond is very exclusive, just as we experience the bond with our father, correct? Do we ever imagine to replace or exchange with anyone else as father? No, no?
Yeah, that's true.
So that kind of bond one will be able to experience, because on many counts, if you try to comparison is made on the intellectual level, correct? How he looks, how tall he is, what color he is, and what nice lecture he gives, and whatever. We have to spot or identify the spiritual master by spotting his consciousness. And if you fall in love with his consciousness, we fall in love with his consciousness of how blessed he is, what he has accomplished, how he has endeared himself to his spiritual master, or what message he is, means what he's up to. We cannot, as we sufficiently associate, we will figure out that what this person is up to, what is his ambition, what is his goal, what is his hankering, what he is up to. And if we find our fascination, yes, that is what I want. So when we identify somebody's or appraise someone's spiritual status as that high, you perceive him as most blessed, then you feel like you stand full chance to become fully blessed yourself under his direction. Otherwise, you want to go sometimes there also, sometimes there also, and we are just, we will listen or we follow many. We cannot follow many ultimately. In general, we can follow on YouTube and many things, many people. For information's sake, for inspiration, we can hear many, but we devote only to one. So when our heart agrees that, yes, this is the person I have been looking, this is my way to God, this is my God manifest to deliver me to, so that kind of faith. And as we increase in our dedication, the faith converts into nishtha to ruchi and asakti. So when we come to the level of asakti or feel attachment to one particular person, then that is called Sadguru. Because Sadguru means one who exposes, or one who under his direction or instruction, we become enlightened about our Swarupa. One who causes the enlightenment or awakening of our Swarup, that I am eternally belong to Krishna. I eternally belong to Krishna. I eternally belong to the divine couple. I eternally belong to Srimati Radharani's lotus feet as Manjari, as her maid servant. So this enlightenment or this awakening, how we will sustain it? By remaining dedicated to the person who caused it. So the appraisal of the spiritual master is fathomless. What he has caused, what he has awakened in my life, it has not been awakened since eternity. That much gratitude, that much indebtedness when you feel towards one person, that is the person you will never even imagine or dream to live. We try, we cherish that we belong to someone, one who caused one who exposed our spiritual identity to us. How can we not become attached to that person? Correct? If you receive such a high favor in material terms also, if somebody caused such a great fortune to come in your life, it's difficult, impossible to forget him, correct? Although you may not become attached to him, because our attachment, when we gain a lot of material fortune, We are attached to our sense gratification. But a spiritual platform, the spiritual master causes us to become free from material entanglement. It frees us from excessive attachments of the mind. His words, his directions, it will cause our spiritual attachment for such a person. We will perceive him as non-different, or no less than Krishna, as far as our attaining the perfection of our human potential. So the spiritual master is not a casual selection. It's a selection from the heart. You will be so drawn towards it. It's like Priyatam. The spiritual master appears so dear that 1,000 times any dearness we felt towards anyone. 1,000 times just a little magnitude. It could be 10,000 or million or trillion. It is matchless. It is not on this level. But in order to just give example that we develop dearness towards someone in this material world, and somebody appears 1,000 times more dear than that, what kind of effect will have? And as far as for a sadhaka or the person for whom the spiritual awakening has been there, then what importance that spiritual master brings in his life. So it's a very special bond, and one should wait and until one feels that effect, that attraction for someone. There is no going back, no looking back. It is a conviction from the heart, not intellectual comparison. Because something which is something who is situated beyond this realm of three modes of material nature, his divine nature or his divine status has to be experienced in some way or other. And experience is not intellectual, experience is always of the heart. All right?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So that's why before one finds shelter at the lotus feet of the spiritual master, all our sadhana, all our bhajan, they will have its graduation. So the perfection, fulfillment of our bhajan before taking shelter of the spiritual master is to come to the point of identifying that spiritual master we take shelter of. And then we go targeting the attaining the absolute destination. So the first destination for a sadhaka, until he takes shelter of a spiritual master, his first target is to identify such a person as the spiritual master. And under his direction and shelter, then our target becomes the ultimate destination. The first destination is identifying the spiritual master. And the final destination after that is attaining the service of the lotus feet of the divine couple. So there are two achievements for a sadhaka before he is able to identify the spiritual master, and after identifying the spiritual master, his destination is supreme destination. Before that, his destination is to attain the shelter at the spiritual master. All right?
Hare Krishna, Shri Guru. Pranam, Shri Guru.
Sri Swami Murthy.
Shri Guru, this concluding message say, or concluding shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, Nam Sankirtanam Yasya, if we like, does it appears as if Sarva Papa Pranashanam, okay, all sinful reactions are destroyed, and Pranamo Dukha Samanam, free from all material suffering. Doesn't seem like that it is bringing the true glory of engaging in Sankirtan, as opposed to if I see Shishtastakam Chetodar Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam.
Yes,
And in that,
yes, I got the question. Yes, continue.
yeah, same, this is the question, Shiva.
That's why what Mahaprabhu is giving us is an extension for the fulfillment of Srimad Bhagavatam. What you find unfulfilled or like missing even in that concluding sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sankirtan and its process. Because Sankirtan, some Kirtan means complete Kirtan. It's never going to be performed in isolation. So that's another meaning of Samyak. Our glorification of Krishna becomes complete only when we follow the authorized process. An authorized process, then there is no distractions or no mix-up, no hindrances, no obstacles. It is foolproof. We need a guaranteed process. So that's why the Sankirtan movement has come to us through disciplic succession. Ignoring the disciplic succession, we try to just do casual or own way of doing, it will not have, we won't be able to realize the full effect of it. It will have some effect, but only until we become connected to the authorized process, we will not have the full effect of attaining the supreme destination. We can benefit in reducing our material miseries, kleshagni, shubhada, we feel wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. But the full potential of the Sankirtan will come only when we become connected to the authorized process through the agency of the spiritual master. The full effect we want to realize. So, tam namami harim param. How? So this is a very good question. So even if one bows down to Krishna's name and takes shelter of how much inspiration, how much he can become fully consumed. We use the word becoming fully consumed, correct? In a material world, if a person has the sentiment that I'm a Desh Bhakta, I'm a devoted to my country, he, even by sacrificing his life, he feels glorious. So even if one finds good sense, good appreciation for Krishna by the Sankirtan, how much he can on his own become involved or become fully consumed in the service of Krishna, whatever means for the energy one has got, how he can himself activate everything in the service of Krishna. I give this example. Suppose someone has a lot of money and he becomes very inspired to devote to God. So he goes to a temple. So how much money he would like to donate? Suppose he donates, he has 10 million, he say, okay, I can give you 2 million. Then again, he's stuck with 8 million and 8 million will trap him. It will trap him. He has to manage 8 millions and it causes so much absorption of his consciousness in the non-absolute. And but if we become inspired by the instructions of a pure devotee, then under his direction, he can become fully consumed. He can sacrifice everything in the service of Krishna, and then he frees his consciousness from any other engagements. So we have the capacity to become fully consumed in the Sankirtan moment, and that is made possible only through the direction of a pure devotee in whom we put more faith than we put faith in ourselves. According to our faith, according to our decision or discretion, we can devote to God's temple, some amount, correct? But when we become connected to a divine person, then he causes our full activation, complete consumption, our becoming fully consumed in the service of Guru Gauranga. And that will definitely set us to only target the supreme destination. So Sankirtan or Krishna's name is how to say, the status of Krishna's name is higher enough to deserve our full consumption in its service. All right. I don't have better way to express, but as we increase our appraisal of what Krishna name is not different from Krishna. In Krishna's name can manifest the person Krishna himself. So at least our becoming fully consumed is the minimum standard. Of course, one can begin with whatever level one is convenient, feels convenient. Our convenience is dependent on how much we are released from material conditioning and become situated in spiritual conditioning. So at the point of taking shelter of the spiritual master, one readies himself to become released from material conditioning completely and grooved or modified his engagement through the expression of how his mind should think, how the way he should speak and the way he should act. So that complete modification or necessary required modification is accomplished under the direction of the spiritual master to cause the perfection of or full effect, imbibing full effect of Sankirtan moment. All right?
Yeah.
Pranam Shri Guru.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It's really Anupam. Awesome. What will I say? Just as you told, I just like to repeat that lines that if I have 1,000 of mouth, it would be insufficient to tell what you are shouting. It would be insufficient to glorify you. In every line, you're just showering and shouting the essence that the Sevarup Kamalini will be blossomed by chanting. This essence has come out so beautifully, but this Sevarup Kamalini will be blossomed by chanting only by the mercy of you, through the mercy of you. Yes, chanting is the ultimate shelter, no doubt about it. But we can feel this ultimate shelter when we feel that our Shri Guru is our ultimate shelter. The sweetness the sweetness in the name of Radhesham. Heart can feel the sweetness of their name only. Only one can grow attachment with his spiritual master. Whenever you say any sadhana, whether it is chanting, sankirtan, or anything, but only one line comes always in my mind. It's in everything, spiritual master or Shri Guru is the ultimate. The ocean of Anand, which one can feel while chant. Everything is attached to how the attachment grew in his heart with his Shri Guru. Yes, Mahaprabhu has given so much in every slokas and in every line of the slokas. But I will tell every time that the beauty of slokas, the real essence of slokas, the real essence of words come out only when I hear from you. I just wish I would have also 1,000 of ears that I can hear you. The essence of all this, I just want to say one line. तुम्ही मेरी भक्ति, तुम्ही मेरी पूजा, तुम्ही साधना हो, तुम्ही साधना हो, तुम्ही मेरी भक्ति, तुम्ही मेरी पूजा, साधना हो, तुम्ही साधना हो, जिधर देखती हूँ उधर तुम्हारी ही कृपा का एहसास महसूस होता है. Yes. Thank you, but it's never ever sufficient. But thank you, Shri Guru, for everything. Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Polite Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Samavit Nitai Bhakti.
We will say 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra to honor our Shri Guru. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Welcome.
जैसे कि परम पूज्य भक्ति स्वरूप गोविंद महाराज जी की जय.
Jai.
Samavit Nitai Gaur Bhaktavinda Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hare Hare.
Pranam, Shri Guru.
Hare Krishna, Shri Guru.
Dandavat pranam Shri Guru.
Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Gaur, Hari. Tomorrow is Ekadashi?
Yes.
Okay. We'll see you. What's your time there?
11:30 now, Shri Guru.
11:30. Generally it's 10:30, na?
Yes.
I'm still in California, so it helps. 1 hour helps a lot, yeah. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Gaur.
Hari Bol.
Dandavat pranam Shri Guru.
Dandavat pranam Shri Guru.
Shri Swamini Mati Astu, Hare Krishna. Gaur Premanande.